When I was looking through the lectionary for a reading to base today's reflection on, I came to Psalm 50, verses 7 to 14. I looked at it and I thought, this is not like your normal psalm, is it? This is not a psalm of lament or praise or thanksgiving. It is a psalm of prophecy. It seems to me that it is particularly relevant at this time, when we are in the midst of the COVID-19 lockdown. Our church is open for communal worship this coming Sunday for the first time since March. Places are limited, so if you would like to either join the service at 8 o'clock or the one at 10:30, you need to ring Linda today on 07500 386 545 to book your place. I think the message in this psalm is quite relevant. It was probably used as a prophetic address in the temple court at a high festival. Clearly, the people God is addressing this psalm to thought they were giving something to God. It's addressed to those worshippers who have overvalued the mere ceremonial and to those who used it as a mask for their evil. Everything material in true religion has been given to us by God for our good, not that we might give it to Him. Thankfulness, sincerity, and trust are all we can offer Him. For many of us, the church building has always been an important part of our worshipping life. But over the last 3 months, when we have not been able to use the church building, we have found new ways to worship, what the church might call fresh expressions. Suddenly, the idea of church as the people, rather than church as the building, has taken on a real relevance. For myself, I've gained great comfort from joining in the prayer meetings on Tuesday and Thursday mornings conducted over Zoom. The YouTube recorded services on Sunday have been a real blessing, and the addition of a tea service on the fourth Sunday has added to our choice. What is most pleasing, I think, is the increase in the number of people who have been encouraged to take an active part in the worship. We have more readers, more prayer leaders, more opportunities for people to take part. What is lacking, of course, is the opportunity for communal singing as part of our worship, and that will have to wait for some time yet. I don't have the most musical voice myself, so the chance to sing along as loudly as I like in the privacy of my own room has been a blessing. Certainly, it's been a blessing for those who don't have to listen to my croaking. In this text from Psalm 50, God is telling Israel that He does not need their sacrifices. He points out that it's all His anyway. He doesn't need anything from us. He tells that physical sacrifices are not necessary. What He does ask for, though, is our thank offerings. What form should those offerings take? Well, all I have to offer is me, and what is mine. I'm reminded of the diocesan mission statement. Worship God, make disciples, transform communities. The sacrifice that God is looking for is a sacrifice of ourselves, a sacrifice of our time, a sharing of the gifts He has given us, using our gifts to fulfill the Great Commission given us by Jesus, the commission to spread the good news of Christ, crucified, buried, raised from the dead, and ascended into heaven. We are put here as His hands on earth, put here to carry out His work in growing the kingdom. So, whether you feel the need to go down to our church on Sunday because that is important to you, or whether you choose to take part in the various online forms of worship we now have, just remember, as it says in verse 14 of this psalm, sacrifice thank offerings to God, fulfill your vows to the Most High. Amen.